When Fairuza Balk was cast as Dorothy Gale in the Disney sequel to The Wizard of Oz, a child star was born via the Washington Post. Balk, who was just 9 years old at the time, grew up in an artistic family and took acting classes as a child. It seemed that she was destined for stardom as Balk's career continued. Everything seemed to be falling into place. She acted consistently throughout the 80s and 90s via IMDb. However, it wasn't until 1996 that Balk landed a role to rival Dorothy. She was cast as Nancy in the witchy teen flick The Craft, which quickly became a cult classic via Vulture. After that, Balk developed a reputation of being the dark, scary, crazy girl of Hollywood. She also was seen in more big films like Almost Famous and American History X. However, even though Balk seemed to be everywhere back in the 90s and early 2000s, she slowly faded out of the spotlight since then. With the exception of some indie films and an ongoing role in Ray Donovan in 2015, things have been fairly quiet for Balk. So, what is Fairuza Balk really up to now? Fairuza Balk came from a seriously artistic family. Fairuza Balk's family connections and artistic upbringing seemed to make her destined for a life in the spotlight. She started getting parts in films in 1983, and in 1985, she landed the coveted role of Dorothy in Return to Oz. By the sound of things, Fairuza's family had been preparing her for this early success from the beginning. According to the Washington Post, Fairuza grew up in Vancouver in Canada. Her mother, Catherine Balk, was a former dancer, and her father was a California-based musician. Fairuza's grandmother was also creatively inclined. Fairuza once posted an old newspaper clipping of her on Instagram. She was one of the youngest dance teachers in the state of CA, she wrote in the caption. Catherine placed Fairuza in range of artistic classes as a child, including dancing, violin, piano, horseback riding, and acting classes. No wonder this young triple threat was ready to step into Judy Garland's shoes in The Wizard of Oz sequel. Starring as Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz sequel shot Fairuza Balk to stardom. After playing Dorothy in Return to Oz, Fairuza Balk's life changed forever. In 1985, she was interviewed by the Washington Post, and she was just 11 at the time. Balk revealed that people had started treating her differently. Her friends at home were asking her if she's rich now, and she was getting stared at in public. Balk looked back on her early fame in 2012 in an interview with Dread Central. As an adult, Balk had a more nuanced understanding of just how huge the role was. It was massive, Balk shared. I think I was chosen out of something like 50,000 kids for the role of Dorothy, which is still really amazing to think about.